I start this week in Sydney, right in the belly of the beast, Newtown, the progressive hub of Sydney. In search of pizza, nonetheless. I was told there was some good pizza here, so met up with my best mate while I'm here in Sydney, and geez, look at these pizzas. So good. A little bit expensive, but so good. And it was so good to catch up on all the Sydney gossip from my best mate. He's always got plenty for me.
Well, I'm back. I survived Sydney. It actually wasn't that bad. The first couple of days, the crowd's back there, and when you're getting on and off a train and people are nudging you and you're like just waiting by the door to get off, and no, someone has to push in front of you because, you know, they must be in a rush or whatever. It's kind of annoying. I don't particularly like people nudge, brushing up against you. Kind of weird. But hey, that's big city for you. But it was great. I caught up with a mate. We went out pizza to some place in Newtown. I got to say, pizzas were pretty expensive, like $30. They were okay. They were good, but yeah, nothing beats a home cooked meal. Anyway, there was lots of dramas. I'm gonna go through that with a bushwalking video with you today, so I have something to talk about. But yeah, nothing's easy with me, is it? Anyway, I made it back. Car, chock-a-block full of the Ensuite. I didn't shatter the glass, so win for me. I was thinking, I lit the stove last night when I got back for some hot water. I was thinking I would have to light it again today. I only had it running for 2 hours. No, there was hot water this morning, so that was all good. This week, busy, action-packed. We have bathroom ensuite. We're doing master room. I'm working from home, so this is all going to be happening after work. So, yeah, stay tuned. She's going to be a good one, mate.
I got off to a flying start, getting that IKEA furniture together so I could set up my office properly, so I could stop wandering around like a silly old man looking for stuff, because I swear, I was losing 2 hours a day just looking for stuff. Where's my camera? Where's the charger? Where's my torch? Where's the drill? Anyway, so I got this all done on the first day that I was back. But something a little bit unexpected happened the next day.
I'm a little bit sick today. I think I've got the a cough or something from my housemates when I was back in Sydney. Anyway, well, ain't much I can do about that. Just keep going. All right, I've got to unload my car. Picked up all the bathroom stuff when I was in Sydney for the ensuite. Car's full. And look, I need to use my car for other things, obviously. I'm a ute. So yeah, that's one morning job. So let's get to it.
And nothing starts your Sunday off like unloading a heavy bunch of ensuite stuff into your lounge room. But I was getting a bit low on wood, so I needed to go cut some of that too.
Yeah, I think she's working good, eh? Look at the amount of wood I got. Still sick as a dog. The wood ain't gonna cut itself, is it? And looking a little bit sad. I didn't film cutting this wood. I'll film next time because I now have like the head strap and stuff for the GoPro, so give different angles, but yeah, I can't keep filming myself just cutting wood. You guys will think that's all I do, cut wood.
But I swear, cutting wood's not the only thing I do. I also move wood around. Can you believe it? Anyway, I ended up buying a headband for the GoPro, so I put it on my head and this video sped up, otherwise it would go for absolute hours. I think it's at 2.5 speed, so hopefully not too bad. But I wanted to move a few of these logs around and just clean it up. I don't like the leaves so close to the house because I've been seeing danger noodles and that gives them a little bit of extra shelter, even though they should be down at the dam and well away from us. So I wanted to be able to, as you can see, lift one log up with the front end loader, but also drag one log at the same time because, I'm a man and I'm so impatient. I can't just take one thing at a time, can I? I've got to try do it all in one go. So anyway, it would be the most efficient way of doing it. So here I am trying to slide the chain under. Yeah, that's not working too good, is it? So I'll go get the tractor. We'll dump this log out and then we'll lift up the front of it, I think. When I stop bludging, that is. What am I doing? Come on, Jaden, move. Here we go. I've also added some music to the videos now that I've worked out how to do it. I'm a big-time editor now, I want to say. Not really. But I've worked out how to use the YouTube library to get some copyright-free music. So I hope that background noise is a little bit more entertaining. Here we go. So I needed to slide the forks under the front there just to lift it up a bit so I could get the chain under. First attempt, I'm like, damn, didn't lift it high enough. That was a little bit silly. Come back. Lift her up. There we go. No use doing things in halves, is there? All right, there we go. All right, put that chain on and we're ready to drag. Now, I did order a 3-point linkage bar. So it's just a big steel bar that goes onto the 3-point linkage so I could connect the chain to it. Unfortunately, it wouldn't fit on, which sucks. So I'm going to do something you should not do, and I chained it to the ROPS, which is just a massive chunk of steel anyway. Naughty, but, it works. It's fine. It's not like it's going to pull it off or anything. It's not that heavy. Anyway, moving forward. And, oh yes, I saw a hydraulic leak. So much for new hydraulics, the previous owner said. Oh, I just got them changed, he said. Oh, not very well. So you're going to see me here. I'm going to jiggle-jaggle the chain around before I'm like, put it through that, and then just put it onto the ROPS system. That'll be all right. Just around the bottom there. Yeah, that's not going to damage anything. The log's not that heavy. Making sure it's nice and tight. Walking around. Must be checking my phone. Bloody millennials. All right. I think I go forward here and the chain actually comes off because I didn't have any tension on it and it just slid straight off. I'm like, oh, goodness. So put that on. Now that's good. All right. So second challenge, let's pick up the other log now with the front end loader. Now, you saw why I wanted it on the 3-point linkage, because the theory is if it's on the 3-point linkage, you have the linkage down the lowest when you chain it, and then you lift it up to the highest and it will lift the top of the log up, which will stop it acting like a plow and digging up your driveway and stuff. But that wasn't to be because it didn't fit on. So here I am trying to get this log back on to the front end loader, and it was being an absolute pain in the butt. But I get it eventually on there. I think at some point I actually pick up half the pile here. Yeah, I do. I pick up half the pile. I'm like, oh damn. I've got it on, but it's snared on everything now. And it's just been a downright pain in the butt. So dump it on there, unsnare it. As you can see, it's like fishing line As soon as you don't want it somewhere or you don't want to be snared, that's it. That's all it wants to do is snare there. And all I want to do is get these forks underneath it. But of course, there's big knots and where there was branches just stopping me from being able to do that. But once I get a little bit used to doing this, this will make the process a lot easier. Oh, here I go again, picking up half the pile. Good one, Jaden, making more mess. Here we go. I think at one point I'm just like, stuff it, let's just drive forward. Hopefully these branches snap. Yeah, I've got one stowaway with me. All right, let's go. So the log isn't heavy enough that it's going to slide side to side and actually change the direction of the tractor. Like coming around a corner, it's not going to, what would you call, drift out, or what would these teenagers call it, doing fishtails or whatever. So it's not going to do that. It's not heavy enough. And the tractor's, a couple of tons, so the log's not. So I'm just going to take this down to where she's got to go. I'm not sure if I'm going to cut these up for firewood or try and mill them into logs. I'm sure when I get the sawmill here, I'll band sawmill. I'll band one in half and have a look. The grain might be all twisted and stuff and just be no good for it. Here I am on my phone making an Instagram story for it. Actually, I don't think I ever posted that. No, I didn't actually. Oh well. More content for later, I guess. As you can see, it's quite a nice little drive down to where I've got the where I'm going to put the sawmill. I usually see a fair bit of wildlife through here. If I'm walking, a lot of kangaroos and wallaby, a few echidnas, the wombats live around here. And of course, where there's water, there's going to be a few danger noodles because, they need hydration, and frogs. That's their easy prey. As long as they're not near the house. So always got to make sure you've got a good amount of rat sack so you don't have the snakes around the house. I'm also told there's other methods of preventing snakes coming around the house. Plants like lavender, marigolds, plants with a pungent smell, which are pleasant to us, but to snakes, snakes don't like them. So I run over a tree here. It was in my way, so why not? And I just royally stuff everything up. I'm like, I'm starting to feel a bit sick at this point, and I'm like, I kind of just want this to be a little bit over. Lose my temper with this because I'm just like, why of all the things to get snared, you've got to get snared and come down with me? Throw that away. That'll be a burning pile. Get rid of that too. Pain in the butt. Making my job harder. Alright, unchain this. Alright, there are my first logs down at the sawmill. How cool is that? Yeah, it might not seem like much to you, but it's just a little bit of progress for me. Just a step closer to getting that sawmill here and being self-sufficient for timber, which is, in this day and age, so important. I mean, I think we're still importing so much timber from Brazil. When I worked in a previous job, I know we were importing a damn lot of timber. Which is strange. Australia has so much, but politicians have made these decisions to export our good stuff and import bad stuff. So it's just the way things are. All right, get back to the house. I'm like, let's see if we can move this big one. Well, let's put I wasn't sure if the front end loader was going to be strong enough for this actually, so it was a good test. Got to get him in there. Of course, I should have got out the chainsaw and trimmed off a few of those branches, but I thought, there's no substitute for force, just stick it right in there. Pull it out. As long as I'm not hitting myself with it, because you've got to be a little bit careful. Working with heavy machinery, no guards or anything on it. So me driving forward at this point would be very stupid, so you wouldn't do that. You're dragging it away from yourself, so you're not having at risk of it falling on you or coming up onto you. It's snagging on something and then suddenly jumping. So here I'm trying to get it off the front end loader so I can get a better position on it. Almost run over some steel here. Got to be careful. I don't want to puncture my tires. That's just all that I need after all the car expenses is a new tire for the tractor. So I did notice my front left was a little bit low, so I need to get the air compressor out and fill that up with some air. It's always something. You're just a firefighter on a farm. You're literally just walking around, just doing the most urgent job at the time, putting out fires. Get rid of this branch, pain in the butt, get off. Alright. So I was going to move this to the pile to the left, but I just couldn't get the balance right, and I should just got the chainsaw, really, cut it up into a few more pieces, but I'm a bit committed at this point, so I thought, why not? That's alright, it all works out in the end. I mean, with the amount of massive logs that have been dropped and left here, there's going to be a lot of little burning piles that I need to make to get rid of those massive logs. I mean, not all of them, because, they'll be habitat for wildlife and, etc., etc. But no shortage of piles, so of course it actually got off not that bad. So now my experiment was over with how to move stuff with the tractor, and it was relatively easy. Starting to get a bit late in the day by this point, and I was starting to come down with the sickness just a little bit more, so I thought, let's park the tractor and call it a day. First day of work from home done. It's good. Weather is turned. It's actually snowing. Yeah, look at that. Oops, sorry, camera's from the tripod. But we are getting a snow, which is cool. But we are in the main bedroom because someone was a messy boy when he did the other bedroom. Because of just the amount of wind we get here, it's no use piling it up outside to burn. I can only do that the day that I'm going to burn it, otherwise it will just all blow away. So I've stored it inside for the time being, but now I need to do some work in this room, so obviously I have to move it. So I'm going to clean up this room, then get stuck in on the plastering for the Ensuite, hopefully today, because I'm only here for 4 days before I need to go back to Sydney and style the apartment for sale. So let's get to it. And to be honest, it's not a very big job to do either. I mean, it's literally just moving a bit of rubbish, but it needs to be done. I need to rip up the carpet. I need to take the skirting off and paint the walls. What am I doing here? Jeez, I must have been bludgeoned for a long time. Anyway, I'm back. And I want the plaster in it, the Ensuite as well. So just clean up this little bit. And as you can see there on the bottom left, it is snowing, so we'll go check that out in a second. Not bad at all, is it? Spring afternoon, gentle snowfall. Would be better if I didn't have junk everywhere, but let's not judge me too hard for that yet. In the main bedroom ensuite, now that I've done a quick clean up of the main bedroom, won't rip the carpet out today, but we need to get the walls ready for tiling, which means plastering with waterproof plaster. Filling in all these gaps, obviously, patching it all up. And we need to pour a little bit of a slab. One problem we have is this, and this is the pipe that goes down to the wastewater. And as you can see, we need to
obviously grab some sort of step down from this pipe to that pipe before we pour, because we need to set that in at a specific height, which will be the lowest point in the shower. So we just need to get that fitting and then fill in that hole, obviously, so all the cement, what is it? It's like floor leveler, but it's like a special flexible one, doesn't leak out. So, but that doesn't stop us from doing plastering in the meantime. So we'll go do that. Well, I kind of had to stop that. I was getting a bit dizzy, and I still feel a bit dizzy now. So, I did not get enough plaster. So another great stuff up by me. And anyway, next time I go to Canberra, I'll get that because apparently we don't have it anywhere else in near me. But I am beat for the day. I'm gonna. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with me, honestly. This is temperature and everything, and so I've got some fluids. I'm gonna soak in a nice hot bath, and hopefully I will feel better tomorrow because I don't have time to be sick, honestly. Oh, goodness. Anyway, I'm not on a strict timeline. I do have time to be sick, I guess. Like, life doesn't end just because I'm a little bit sick. But I do need to take it a bit more easy. So let's just watch some TV, lay down in a nice hot bath, electrolytes, water, and hopefully that is the magic formula.
And you know, the bath was the magic formula for me at the start here. Because the next day, I did my work from home, no worries, and got straight into this bedroom. Cleaning up the rest of it, and started ripping up this carpet so I could lay my beautiful hybrid flooring. You can see the floors are absolutely ratted, but that's okay. Yeah, we're putting stuff over the top anyway. And I didn't want to take the hybrid flooring out of the room, so you see me juggling it around there like a dork. But anyway, I got it all out. And because it's nice and heavy, it can just sit outside, put in the bucket of the tractor and take it down to the woodshed. I can use it for something else later on. But like with everything with me, sometimes things just take an unexpected turn.
Oh, well, it seems sickness has struck me. I go back to Sydney for 1 week and I don't know if it's COVID or influenza. I've been told there's a very nasty strain of influenza A going around. I was told that there was people at work last week with COVID. But I go back to Sydney 1 week and I come back and they destroy my health with their sickness. And now I am sick. And I have a temperature. I have a cough. My body hurts. I have aches all over. I can't do anything. I couldn't even work from home today. I've been in bed most of the day. It sucks. And this isn't a feel sorry for me segment. This is a know your limit segment. I'm at my limit. I can't work. I need to take care of myself. Keep yourself hydrated. Take the Panadol at the right intervals and get something to eat. I haven't eaten anything all day. It's 4 p.m. in the afternoon, so I've had the stove on. So I've gone and I've chucked some apple pies in the oven so I can have some apple pies and ice cream, just for the ice cream will help me with the extremely sore throat, of course. And of course all the sugars will help. Then hopefully in an hour or two I can have something a bit more substantial. Failing that, I do have some chicken soup there and some toast. But it really sucks because I wanted to get a bit more done on the bedroom, the master bedroom. I wanted to continue clearing the logs and everything outside. and get that a little bit more cleaned up. But hey, that wasn't meant to be. So here we are, at my limit. And this is one downside to the solo homesteading, I guess. When you get sick, everything becomes a lot harder because you haven't got anyone here to help, to take care of you or anything. I'm also a little bit delirious. I feel my mind not working. Anyway, in bed, on my laptop here, just watching some very simple things on TV to keep my mind stimulated, and hopefully with just some rest and fluids, I'm gonna feel better. Yeah, so when sick, all rules out the window. I just need calories in me. Lots of calories. And I don't care how I get them. This will make me feel better. I don't care if people are going to call me a fat bastard. Fat person for eating it. I need calories so my body can heal, but also so I can function and not pass out. So that is why I'm showing you this. Sometimes just get the calories and just eat them. Well, I demolished that. All gone. Feel still shit. Honestly, I still feel like shit. Okay. I need some lights on to start. But it's given me a tiny energy boost. So I'm gonna take you down. We're gonna show you the floorboards. The floorboards. Just so everyone understands why I'm not restoring them, and yeah, anyway. So you see when they join them sort of like that. So they're not staggered, which is the bad. There's some massive gaps in them. Then, of course, what I was telling people, they've repaired them with chipboard, or they've run out of floorboards, put chipboard. They're all pretty uneven as well. So massive difference in levels. Some places some even use cement to patch it. Then they run them in another direction. And I'm pretty sure this is a different species of wood that feels very different to what this is. So that's why I'm just laying the hybrid floor over the top. Just because this is well and truly just beyond restoring it, not because they're, one, because they're so damaged, and then two, they just have not been laid properly anyway, to begin with. So I hope that one puts that one to bed. That question, anyway. That question to bed. Oh, well, I managed to do a few hours of work. Work from home before I am just rat poop. I have lost breathing capacity. I am coughing until I'm choking. It is pretty awful. I'm prescribing myself bed rest. My nervous system's shot. Everything that touches me feels weird. So, like, even having a shower, can't. It's just so, tickles and burns. So,
was hoping to make, I want to be outside doing stuff, just doing my work from home and then, moving logs and cleaning up and, doing the main bedroom. But, yeah, I don't think the world's sustainable like this. We're pushing everyone into cities and these diseases just run rampant. Like, holy crap, if this is like influenza or COVID, whatever it is, it's just kills people. You know? Oh, time for villages again. Little villages. Stop centralizing the workforce. Anyway, I'm gonna bed rest today again. And hopefully tomorrow. Well, as it comes in waves, like, as you saw, like last night when I showed you the floor and stuff, I had some, maybe apple pies is the cure. I think so. Apple pies. I just need to eat more apple pies and ice cream. Because after I had that, I legitimately felt like pretty good. And then when I got up this morning, I felt good, but like an hour in and just the tiniest bit of exertion. And I mean, like, literally just walking from my bedroom to the kitchen absolutely stuffed me. And yeah, it's crazy just how much a virus can affect someone. Just this tiny microscopic piece of shit. Anyway, bed rest. It's the only thing I can do. It's the only thing. So I managed to get myself out for a walk, despite being very sick. Start the walk was not very good at all. However, I seemed to, with the blood pumping a little bit and breathing and a lot of coughing, I seem to be reaching a bit of a stride now and a little bit better. Yeah, so I'm glad I did it in the end. I wasn't very happy at the start, but I'm glad now that I'm halfway through that I've done it. Right, next week I'm in Sydney. So we're going to style the apartment for sale and then just working. So I'm going to try put out an episode a week now. So next week will be a Sydney special episode. So it's a very short makeover, very cheap makeover of an apartment. It should give everyone like really good ideas what you can do for like $2,000 to completely transform a small space into something that's really neat, tidy, and stylish. Well, I think it's stylish anyway. But like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the great, kind comments. And until next week, later, folks.